Quick disclaimer, I paid full price for the lens. Everything in this video is my honest opinion, and I'm not getting paid to make this review. I wish. Oh yeah, one more thing. I will mark every single clip and stills that I recorded with the lens with these bars, so you can check the image quality for yourself. When we compare it to a 16-80 kit lens, it's almost identical in size and weight. Although it doesn't have inbuilt stabilization, but it's on the heavier side at 420 grams, and this weight creates stability. We will look at how stable the footage is with and without IBIS later in the video. It looks and feels premium and balances very well with the X-T4. The lens comes with a lightweight metal lens cap, which I don't really use much. I have a variable ND filter permanently stuck on my fast prime lenses. This helps me to set the correct exposure every single time real quick. The lens itself is mostly made out of metal and some plastic. It has a 67mm filter thread. The clicking aperture ranges from 1.4 to f16. We have a USB-C connection for firmware updates. This is a new thing because up to this point it was a micro USB connection. The lens came with the latest software installed already. For future updates, just check out Viltrox's website. It's a simple process, everything's explained in there. But if you have any questions, just type it down below and I'll get back to you. Talking headshots, for example, when you want a wider shot and you want to include more of the background. And in tight places, like if you're sitting in a car, this lens is perfect for that because look at that, it's plenty wide, it covers everything. Let me change the exposure here. It's fantastic for establishing shots to show where the story takes place. You can play on the strength of this wide angle lens by amplifying closer subjects and compressing the backgrounds. It is a very unique look that works great for both stills and videos. While you shoot in videos, one of the best things you can do with the lens is to put it on the gimbal, and let me show you why. First of all, the wider the field of view, the more stable the footage. Also, wider lenses amplify movement. Now, if you combine it with a gimbal, you'll get extremely stable footage with a lot of movement. Now, get low with it and try out some slow-mo shots as well. Oh my, man, this is some Hollywood quality footage, just look at that. Another great thing is now I balance my gimbal, and this is going to be my dedicated gimbal lens, so I don't have to set it ever again. Within 2 seconds I'll be ready to shoot. Another great use case is to shoot real estate. It can be so useful, but leave it on the gimbal. Move as steady as you can, set manual focus, and overexpose at least half a stop, and your clients won't be disappointed, I promise you. Low light. This lens can see better in the dark than you. Pull the blinds and the curtains to create some artificial darkness. This is some wizardry. So it's completely dark in this room, and we only have this little lamp here in the corner. And oh my god, even the autofocus is working really well. My eye tracking is tracking. So this is almost completely dark. And we are sitting at f1.4 at 5000 ISO, and still the image is bright enough. That is insane. Literally, you can use your phone. Let me see. I'm just going to use my phone and stick the lights on, just like the torch light on the phone, and turn this one off just to see. So that's a phone torch, man. Check this out. That is insane. In complete darkness. I mean, it is dark. And with one tiny light source, you can do all sorts of wizardry. Oh my god.
Let's check the low light with a dedicated light. So we're going to use a Godox TL60, just one of them.
So we're in the darkness. We set this Godox TL60 to 20% and 1000 ISO f1.4 in a complete dark room. Check this out, man. The autofocus is tracking amazingly, and it's pretty good. 20%. How? So yeah, those are the possibilities, man. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? Pretty impressive. I find the eye tracking to be very efficient. I have zero complaints here. This lens says autofocus is better than most of my native Fuji lenses. It's just insane. I mean, just check. Yeah, it takes no time to find my eye and then tracks back and forward, and it's pretty fast. And that same goes for tracking subjects, any other subject. It doesn't have to be a face. The face is the best, but for even moving objects, it's mwah. Let's look at the negatives real quick. So one of the major things that people complain about is the warpiness of the footage when you walk about, when you move, and this only happens when you have the IBIS turned on, like right now we do, and that's just the only complaint pretty much people have. IBIS is turned on and we're walking. I'm just holding the camera and we'll test the warpiness, because that is an issue with wide angles. It's the sides, or the trees at the background can get warpy. But the simple solution is if you turn the IBIS off, then the warpiness will actually go away. So let's check it. And the autofocus is on. I just turned off all the stabilization. So if you have a Fujifilm X-T3 or any other camera without the stabilization and you stick on the lens, you walk about, this is the kind of footage you would get if you're trying to vlog and walk. It still looks pretty amazing. So is it shaky? I don't think it is. I'm pretty impressed with it. This gets rid of the warpiness, by the way, and we are still shooting in autofocus mode. So is the focus losing me, or it stays on? I find it very, very sticky. So let's start with subject separation. If you compare this lens to the 23mm Viltrox F1.4, then you've got a wider frame, of course, a wider depth of field, meaning there'll be more in focus, and a little bit less subject separation. But don't worry, there's still plenty of blur if that's what you're after. Check this out. Isn't that beautiful, man? Wow. The lens has an impressive 22mm closest focusing distance, which is great for making the subjects close to your lens appear large while compressing the background. It's a very unique look. For $440 we get this ultra wide lens with fast aperture, 5 years warranty, great autofocus. What's not to like? This is the definition of a money well spent. I'm in love with this lens and I'm gonna keep it forever. Thank you so much guys for watching. Hope you liked the video. I would really appreciate a like